Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Anti-Genius Network. I'm your host, Alan Hurst II, and it's time for another episode of Anti-Genius of the Week. Before we get to our recipients of the Golden Dunce Caps, I would like to take time out and thank each and every last one of you lovely people for the 196 views on my last video. I appreciate your viewership. And now, on to the show. Our first recipient of the Golden Dunce Cap is Tony Clark. Tony Clark was the executive director of the MLB Players Association. That's because on February 17th, Tony resigned after an internal investigation revealed that he'd been clapping his sister-in-law's cheeks, who he hired in 2023. Tony, this is not what folks meant when they say keeping it a family. Out of all the women, your sister-in-law? Let me clarify that I don't condone cheating or infidelity. I don't think that's cool. Nah, not me. But you decide to mess around with your sister-in-law, and it wasn't specified if it was his brother's wife or his wife's sister. On top of that, you gave your sneaky link a job too? Why? Y'all weren't seeing each other enough or something? Do y'all have any idea how awkward family gatherings are going to be from now on? And all of this went down at the worst possible time for baseball. If the MLB and the PA don't agree to a new CBA when their current agreement expires on December, there will be no baseball in 2027. You were the first former MLB player to hold that position, and you squander it for some family cheeks? Just take this Golden Dunce Cap and get out of my sight. I got bigger fish to fry. Speaking of which, it's time to talk about Toure. Toure is a writer, music journalist, cultural critic, podcaster, and television personality. And he's also an anti-genius. But Alan, how is the man an anti-genius, you ask? Simple, my friend. This guy has a history of saying dumb-ish. On August 2012, he claimed that Mitt Romney was using racial coding and referred to it as niggerization. Yes, that's what he called it. He ended up apologizing for that. In May 2014, he got heat for saying that Holocaust survivors seceded because they were white. He ended up apologizing for that as well. And on January 11, 2019, he was accused of workplace sexual harassment with a makeup artist he worked with in 2017. He issued an apology through his web. On the show, our team, including myself, engaged in edgy, crass banter that at the time I did not think was offensive for our tight-knit group. I am sorry for my language and for making her feel uncomfortable in any way. As a lead on the show, I should have refrained from this behavior. I have learned and grown from this experience. So, what was the edgy, crass banter he's referring to? According to Danny, aka Danny Makeup, she says that Toure would constantly ask her about, get this, doing anal, seeing her naked, what her sex life was like, and what it was like having sex with her. He said all of this stuff during the height of the Me Too movement. Now, you might be thinking that she could be making all this up, she could be lying, whatever. But then there are the text messages between the two, which also include his apology. And this dude had the nerve to talk about Harvey Weinstein shortly after. But that's not why he's getting the Golden Dunce Cap. No. There's a video clip that's circulating on social media where a black ICE agent was called a house N-word with the hard ER on the end. And Toure said this.
99.9% of the time, it is wrong for a white person to call a black person the N-word, but we may have found the exception. In Minneapolis recently, a white anti-ICE protester was in a group of anti-ICE protesters yelling at a black ICE Gestapo agent. An unidentified white male called the black ICE agent a house N-word who's working for the KKK. That's right, we have a white man calling a black man the N-word. But this is a little bit different. White on black usage of the N-word is a very serious issue. But this is a curveball example. Is it wrong for a white person to call a black ICE officer a house N-word? Let's explore. The white man who used the N-word in this situation was being historically precise. This black ICE agent, he is being a house N-word to the utmost degree. A black man in ICE is a modern house slave. He's a barely paid mule for white supremacy. The KKK were domestic terrorists. ICE is domestic terrorism. I think this is a valid usage of the N-word. He's not attacking his blackness per se. He's attacking his bootlicking choice to be in ICE while being a black man. Being black in ICE makes you a house N-word. So to call you that, it's almost like a professor pointing out, oh look, there's a modern house N-word. I think this usage is valid and acceptable. If it had just been the N-word, that would be problematic. But when he adds the house N-word, he's being historically realistic. So yes, it is okay to call black ICE agents house N-words. They are.
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
Oh yeah, Booker, he actually said that. This Negro is actually encouraging white people to be racist towards black people who aren't on board with the rest of the liberals. And you got a little thumbs up at the end of the video. It just screams racism. It's fantastic. But wait a minute. Back in May 14, 2021, you tweeted this out. So what changed, huh? Not only does this fool double down on his stance, he triple downs on it.
My video about why it's acceptable for white protesters to call black ICE agents the N-word has become a thing. Let's have a look at the actual moment.
I feel good. Fucking house nigga in there. Sir, I need to move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK.
Most of the comments on Instagram are against me. I'm getting cooked over there. But on TikTok, most people are with me. But a lot of people aren't. Bro faced the moment he realized what he said. I think it's also important to note that it was the first thing that elicited a reaction from the agent, and you could see that it hurt. The officer is seeking white approval, so he needed to hear the white disapproval for it to sink in. The light in his eyes changing when he realized what he was being called, it hit home. That man needed to hear it from a white. You know his family been trying to tell him. The great visual artist Rashid Johnson, nope. Yes, it's fine. The black ICE officers have been kicked out the community. We don't want them back. Saw a post elsewhere saying the ancestors got so angry, they just went and possessed the nearest vessel regardless of skin color. 4,426. I saw someone call it constructive racism. This is the most nuanced take. I'm all for right message, wrong messenger, but I'm white, so I don't feel like I'm allowed to agree like that. There's a lot of white people who were like, oh, I don't get to weigh in on this, do I? I don't care if it's Sam Jackson's character in Django come to life. We didn't ever give these motherfuckers permission to be disrespectful. There are a million other things they could say, but never ever are they to use that word in any circumstance ever. Couldn't agree more. I'll allow it. I'm conflicted. I kind of want to buy him a drink. Maybe he was white passing. Okay. I normally agree with this labeling, but I have a family member who's black who's worked for ICE for 20 years, way before it became what it is today. What should he do nearing retirement in his late 40s? Quit his job? Stop providing for his family? Throw away his income and pension? Yes, he should absolutely quit and go get another job. He's just trying to feed his family by destroying other families and terrorizing people. You think that's okay because he has to feed his family? All money ain't good money. And make sure to use ER. We can call it the 2026 ICE waiver. Nah, bruh. I concur he gets a pass for correct usage. You can never give white people a pass. They inevitably go too far, no matter what. I'd have just played it safe and called him Uncle Ruckus. Nope, Nope, it's wrong 100% of the time. You're not wrong, but I'm also certain 99% of Americans will not understand this nuance. It's best for them to stay in their lane on this one. But intellectually speaking, this is a sound argument. Wrong, call him an Uncle Tom or what have you, but never the N. Not valid. It's a slippery slope. You all allow it once, they will just use it all the time. You know that's not good logic. They can't never say that word. I don't care what's going on, who they talking to. Don't let that word come out your mouth. The black delegation has been deliberating this issue for a few days, and I think we have a consensus. He gets a pass. On behalf of the white delegation that believes we should never say that word and believes we should work to end racism, we request a one-time pass and send apologies on behalf of all of us. We humbly ask the black delegation for forgiveness and await your response. The reason why the N-word is permissible in this specific instance is that that black ICE agent should hear the worst possible words coming at him. He should hear words that hurt him to his core. He should think, wow, they really hate me. They feel justified to say anything to me. Only the worst possible words can speak to him making the worst possible life choice. Lots of people are saying, oh, it's a slippery slope. That's always a bad argument. You're not really talking about the situation. You're leaping to a hypothetical future. What if this man never again uses the N-word? Is it okay in that situation? Look, if you're an ICE protester out there risking your life to stand up to these thugs, I don't think you're MAGA. I don't think you're dying to use the N-word and you'll walk away from flinging it at that piece of shit and say, oh, I got away with that. Now I'm going to use it all the time. It makes me think of that viral sound where the lady says, yes, I know it was rude. That's why I said it. He knew that that would be hurtful. That's why he said it. Someone said using the N-word toward him is dehumanizing. Yes, he is subhuman. He's in ICE. So you are being precise using a dehumanizing term. If you join ICE, you lose all privileges that might be associated with being black. You cannot come to the cookout, and if a white person uses the N-word against you, I will not stand up for you, and I will protect them. That's how low you are. Some black people are very mad that I said that it's okay to call a black ICE agent the N-word. Their argument, that word has been used as a weapon against our community. When you say we have suffered because of that word, you're including the black ICE agent in we. He is not in we. He is not black. He is not part of the community. People say that was the last word many of us heard before being lynched. That is 100% correct. But if you're a black ICE agent, you're part of a lynch mob chasing people of color. He's not a descendant of those who got lynched. He's a descendant of those who were doing the lynching. If you're a black man in ICE, you have abandoned the community. You are a traitor. Maybe he's more of a slave catcher than a house Negro, but either way, you have destroyed your connection to the community. He's not a brother. He's not black. He's not part of our community. He's definitely not your brother. He would unalive you in a second. He wouldn't think, oh, that's a sister, I shouldn't. No, he would think, Massa Stephen Miller said, I can do anything I want. So you're defending Stephen from Django with a hammer who's part of a lynch mob chasing down people of color. Make that make sense. We understand all of this quite easily when it comes to Clarence Thomas and Candace Owens. We have excommunicated them. Their skin is black, but they're not part of the community. We would never stand up for their rights. We take no black pride from their success. They're permanently banned from the symbolic cookout. Being black in ICE is being Clarence Thomas and Candace Owens on steroids. He is not one of us. Fuck that. And if you can't see that, I might be side-eyeing you.
The audacity of this Negro saying all of this during Black History Month, of all things. It says that the black ICE agent is no longer black. Who does this guy think he is? Joe Biden? Does he have this liquid concoction that can strip the melanin from any black American? And you want to know something else? The person who said it wasn't even white.
So how does it feel after some people taking from the family? That's good. Good about yourself. Like, yeah, families should be ripped apart. That's kind of your energy. Like we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow.
Wow, is that a question?
Wow.
Okay. How do you feel about ripping people from their families? Does that feel good?
Fucking house nigga in here. Sir, I need to move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Why are you calling a woman a man?
Sir,
I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
fucking house nigga, bitch.
So let me get this straight. Toure saw the clip of the black ICE agent call a house N-word multiple times, then watch it in its entirety to confirm who said it, but still decides to use this as rationale for white people to use the N-word anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Majority of black folks in the comment section are like, nah, chief, this ain't it. Even some white folks you're advocating for are even telling you, nah, dude, that's not right. But I expect that from a guy whose grandparents are immigrants, a guy who's pro-black in the streets, but interracials in the sheets. And to the black people who agree with Toure's buffoonery, all I have is one question for you. Do you really want to open up the door to this kind of behavior?
No! Fuck are you doing? Move around! Move around! Move around! What's your name? Oh, you some fucking hoes! You some fucking hoes! Oh, and you're black! What? Nigga, you're next! You're next, nigga! What you?
Do something, nigga. Why am I doing shit?
What did you just say? What'd you say to him?
I said to do something.
No, what'd you say after that?
Nigga, with an A.
So,
with an A.
so you're here for Black Lives Matters, but you're using the N-word.
What the fuck are you here for?
No,
you
I'm just
fucking lazy
curious.
Motherfucker,
I'm just curious. You're using the N-word, but you're here for Black Lives Matters.
You really honestly live in America in 2020, but you
Unbelievable.
don't know the difference between a hard ER on the end of the N-word and an A.
So you're saying white people can say that?
I just did.
Oh.
To this guy right here.
Interesting.
And you know which white guy specifically? The one who's been standing over there for hours holding a Black Lives Matter sign.
So that means you can say
goofy
whatever you
fucking
want.
White cuck.
That means whatever you say,
dumb
whatever you
fucking
want.
Trump-supporting fool.
Hey, you're the one holding the BLM sign and using the N-word. Wrap that
So,
together.
have you never listened to rap music? There's probably, I would guess that there are 320 million people in the United States.
Yeah.
Probably 319 million of them have heard rap music at some point. Have you not?
So that means we can say whatever
Have you
we
heard
hear.
rap music?
That means we can say whatever we
Have you
hear.
ever heard it in your life?
That means we can say whatever
So
we
have
hear.
you heard rap music? So then you know the difference between an A on the end of that word and an ER.
I'd love to see you use
ER
that.
is what people like you say.
Oh,
People
really?
like you say stuff like that.
Yeah, you have no idea what I
dumb
say.
Or you're
In
a
fact-
liberal.
in fact,
you're standing
I-
over here talking to a cop. Fuck you and everything you
In
stand
fact, I'm
for.
the one who had a problem with you
goofy
saying
fuck.
it.
You goofy fuck.
That shows you.
Fucking dumbass
That
centrist
shows-
or Trump supporter, whatever the fuck you are. What did you say? The N-word with an A on the end. Have you honestly never heard that? You've never
Yeah.
listened to rap music?
Just very
You've never
curious.
hung out with black people?
Just very
So
curious.
you really don't have a point here. You're just running your fucking mouth. You stupid fucking white guy. Fucking bitch.
Just something for y'all to think about. Well, this concludes this episode of Anti-Genius of the Week. I'll see you on the next one. This is Alan Hearns II saying deuces, ooses.